Hey out there, yoga friends near and far, new and experienced. I wanted to share a couple things with everybody, but really want to talk to people who have just maybe done one class or two, or maybe even 10. There's something really powerful about the original Hot Yoga method, also known as Bikram Yoga, that often gets missed or misunderstood. And I so deeply know and believe and have seen over 20 years what this yoga system can do. So I specifically want to talk to those of you who feel like, why is this yoga harder? Either I'm an athlete or I've done lots of other yoga, and sometimes people really struggle to adjust. This yoga method is getting very, very deep in the system in terms of sort of respiratory regulation, nervous system regulation, and even confrontation of parts of the personality that aren't serving us. So these are really common things that come up with beginners. And now, even if you have had sort of a typical North American yoga experience, and sometimes quite a lot of it, you may come to this method and struggle. It's quite normal. It does, like I said, get to some really deep things that may have not yet been confronted within your system. So I just want to assure you that's very normal and you don't need to worry. And I have a couple of really just tangible tips that you can apply to your practice because this yoga is working certainly on the physical level, but on the mental level, nervous system level, and like I mentioned too, a little bit on the, well, very much so, on the psychological level. So if you find yourself a little too hot or struggling to just be in the room and regulate your own internal state, two big tips I wanted to share with you. Besides the breathing exercises at the beginning and the end of class, we are really focused on breathing always normal, and that means breathing by the nose at a smooth, even pace that's also quiet. We're not trying to make any sound, no constriction of the throat. To do this demands full attention, and most of us don't have full attention. When I first started practicing, I probably realized maybe 5% of the time that I was breathing. Most of the time I was huffing and puffing, mouth breathing, holding my breath. All this stuff is really normal as a beginner. It can take years to master the breath, but that's what we're here for, really. We're here to master our own system, dissolve stress, all kinds of really, really awesome stuff. So the first thing is just make it very important to yourself that you breathe smoothly by the nose. The second thing is to only do as much in each class as allows you to breathe smoothly by the nose. I learned this the hard way. It took me over 10 years to be able to breathe smoothly by the nose. So I was overheating. I was really pushing myself, but the benefits were so great I didn't even mind. But anyway, that second point being, if you are not able to concentrate on your breathing, and if you are not able to breathe smoothly by your nose, all that means is you're actually doing too much for your nervous system's ability to integrate, balance, and relax. There's a lot of reasons for this. A lot of times either we're athletes, or we are used to being good at stuff, or we really need to win and we really need to achieve, or sometimes there's a very self-critical element within us that is pushing us to do more than we really are meant to or really should do in that moment. Now this is going to confront some deep-seated stuff within our personalities that can be, it's much harder than dealing with the physical body, but it's really where the greatest opportunities for change are. So I encourage those of you who struggle at the beginning to surrender to this process. Sit down frequently if you need to. Again, the ego, the left brain, may have a huge problem with it at first. But in the yoga practice, we are here to balance the hemispheres of the brain and to let all that stuff go. So again, two things. Make sure you're breathing smoothly by the nose, and again, try your best to concentrate on each breath and only do as much as allows you that breath. I promise you this will lead to tremendous change. Side note, I didn't mention, of course, make sure you're hydrated and on an empty stomach. Those are very basic key aspects of any hatha yoga practice. So I just had to throw that in at the end. Can't wait to see you in class.